mamá decía que las mexicanas nacemos de las flores, como algunos vienen del agave y otros del café, hasta que un día me pregunté,
¿qué pasaría si dejara de ser mexicana?
Resulta que perderías todo lo
bueno de mí. Olvidaría cómo hacer las cosas bien, cómo siempre trabajar con orgullo y el tratar a los otros con lo mejor de mi corazón.
Y cuando llegues por la noche cansada a casa, repite.
Lo mejor que sé hacer es ser mexicana, y así quiero que sea todo. Mexicana, muy mexicana, lo más mexicano que se pueda hacer. El cielo, la gente y los colores, como el rosa mexicano.
Que nunca se nos olvide que la nuestra es una civilización trabajadora.
Que nuestro patrimonio está hecho con el alma.
Que México sea muy mexicano.
Bienvenidos al futuro del ecosistema de negocios en México. La Confederación de Cámaras de Comercio, Servicios y Turismo de México se enorgullece en presentar el Global Investment Consulting Center, el primer centro de trabajo compartido y servicios globales integrales diseñado para impulsar y fortalecer las oportunidades de inversión y desarrollo empresarial en nuestro país.
En este centro ofrecemos una amplia gama de servicios especializados que hacen posible que su empresa se desarrolle, se establezca y prospere conjuntamente con nuestra red empresarial en las 32 entidades federativas de México. Entre nuestros servicios, destacamos aquellos que harán la diferencia en su camino hacia el éxito. ¿Está buscando abrir una empresa en México? Le proporcionamos todo el apoyo legal y administrativo necesario para que su proyecto se establezca de manera rápida y segura. Si su meta es traer inversión extranjera, nuestro equipo de expertos se encargará de guiarlo a través de todos los procesos, maximizando las oportunidades de éxito para que su inversión tenga una base sólida para crecer, diferenciarse y llegue a un buen puerto.
Para ello, nuestra ventanilla única ofrece varios servicios como aquellos necesarios para registrar sus marcas y servicios legales digitales de vanguardia, con la tecnología que mejoran la seguridad jurídica y le ahorrarán tiempo y costo. Pero nuestro apoyo no se detiene ahí. También damos la bienvenida a los inversionistas y sus familias, facilitando su integración en México para que su experiencia de expansión sea plena y sin complicaciones.
El Global Investment Consulting Center no solo ofrece servicios, somos su socio estratégico en cada paso del desarrollo de su empresa, brindándole las herramientas y el acompañamiento necesario para que su proyecto tenga un impacto duradero y exitoso en México y más allá.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning in United States and Canada. Good morning, or good afternoon in Europe. Good evening in Asian countries. Once again, we're here to share this special space with special guests. And today, the Confederation of Chambers of Commerce, Services, and Tourism of Mexico, which is the largest and oldest organization, 108 years old as the Constitution of Mexico, is organizing this series of webinars to promote the great opportunities in business of the different states of Mexico. And today, we are glad and honored to receive here the authorities of the, let me explain for the rest of the world, the Ministry of Economy, in few words, of the state of Chiapas. Chiapas, we will learn a lot where it is located and the wonderful opportunities. And that's why we are honored to have here Ms. Sylvia Tanus, who's the Director of Investment Promotion and Strategic Projects of Chiapas, as well as Mr. Conrado de la Cruz. Conrado de la Cruz is the Undersecretary of Commerce. Two special guests. They know very well the investment portfolio, the wonderful business opportunities, how rich is this land in terms of water, fruits, many products that Chiapas can export to the world. So today we will learn a lot about this beautiful state that many people perhaps has not been aware, because so many business people around the world have a glimpse of other states of Mexico, but that's the reason why we are organizing this series of webinars in English, so you may learn more, and then investors, business people can start trading, can start investing in the projects we have. So thank you very much, Sylvia and Conrado, for being here with us. You are the top people leading the development strategy of Chiapas. And as I said, for the Confederation of Chambers of Commerce, Services, and Tourism, it's an honor to have you here in this special space that we have been so far talking about other states like Tamaulipas, Quintana Roo, and now we have Chiapas, and we already have 10 more planned ahead. Every 2 weeks, we will hold these type of webinars, learning on how to do business in different states. But additionally, we are also holding another topic, such as more general topics, such as how to open a bank account in Mexico, how to register your brands and protect the intellectual property. So this series of webinars basically will help you to operate easily and smoothly here in Mexico. So that being said, thank you very much, Ms. Sylvia and Conrado, Undersecretary and Director of Investment Promotion, Undersecretary of Commerce. Thank you for joining us, and the floor is yours. I don't know, I think you have prepared a presentation, but please, you may start as you plan. Thank you.
First of all, good morning, Marcelo. Thank you for having us here. Also, good morning to all the audience, like people from the United States, Europe, Asia, and Mexico. I will start sharing the presentation. Give me a second. Are you able to see it?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. So perfect. So, what is Chiapas? Chiapas is a state located on the southeast of Mexico. It shares border with Guatemala. The main city of Chiapas is Tuxtla Gutiérrez. It's right at the center of the state. It has around 124 municipalities. The population is around 5,500,000 people. The surface of Chiapas is around 74,500 square kilometers. Some financial information or economical information about Chiapas is that in 2023, the gross domestic product was $21,437 million US. It represents the 1.19% of the GDP in Mexico. The GDP per capita is divided by the division of the GDP over the population, and it's around $3,222 US. The foreign direct investment in Chiapas. According to information from the Secretary of Economy at a federal level, between 1999 and the year 2124, the foreign direct investment that came, the country that invested the most in Chiapas was the United States of America, with 1.8 million US dollars, 1.8 thousand million US dollars. Then it was Spain with 807 million US dollars. And then it was Switzerland with 239 million US dollars. There's a really big company here in Chiapas from Switzerland. It's called Regal Springs, which I will talk about it further. Also, some information regarding the foreign direct investment from on the year 2024, from January to December, it was $106 million US dollars. And then exports in Chiapas. Chiapas is a very productive state. As most people know, Chiapas' main productive sector is the agro-industry. We produce a lot of coffee, banana, mango, cocoa, and honey. Also some fish like tilapia and some crafts. Chiapas is it's a state that is really rich culturally. So we have several types of products done by artisans. The main exports, well, in 2024, Chiapas exported $205 million US dollars. 80 million US dollars were from bananas, 55 million US dollars were from coffee, and the other 30 million US dollars were from mango. And the imports in Chiapas were 286 million US dollars. The most products that were imported were crustaceans, surfactants, and other processed products. I would like to say something regarding this presentation. I will say it further. So what do we produce? No? What do we produce? On commodities, we produce a lot of coffee. We produce more than 391,000 tons of coffee per year. The coffee is sold in different types. Like, for example, you can either sell the green coffee, you can sell it roasted, or you can sell it already like in packed, ready to drink. No, the main countries that buy our coffee is the United States of America, Belgium, Germany, France, and Italy. I would like to say something about the coffee of Chiapas. It has a certificate of origin. What is a certificate of origin? Most people in the US market don't value this, but people in the European market do value this. As you can see, there's champagne, for example. When you drink champagne, you are drinking a certificate of origin product. When you drink the wines from Ribera del Duero, you are drinking a certificate of origin product. When you are drinking a wine from the Rioja, you are also drinking this. Why? Why is it important to have a certificate of origin product? First of all, it helps determine the traceability of the product, and then also the quality of the product. So if you drink a coffee with the certificate of origin coffee from Chiapas, I can assure you it will have a really good quality. In my opinion, I drink a lot of coffee, and I do think that the coffee from Chiapas is one of the best 3 in the world. Another commodity we produce is the bananas. We produce around 672,000 tons of bananas per year. Most of it comes from a region called El Soconusco, which is near the coast and the border from Guatemala in Chiapas. We also produce, in coffee, we're the first state in Mexico in coffee production. We are the 3rd state in Mexico in banana production, and we're the 2nd state in Mexico in cocoa production. We produce more than 10,000 tons a year in cocoa. Most of it goes to the United States, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Also, with mango, we have another certificate. We have 3 certificates of origins here in Chiapas. So the first one is coffee from Chiapas, as I already explained. The second one is called Mango Ataulfo del Soconusco, which is another certificate of origin. The Mango Ataulfo was founded by a person with the last name of Ataulfo near 1950s, the 1950s, more or less. And it started having a lot of importance in the market due to its flavor. I do think that the Mango Ataulfo is one of the best types of mango you can find in the market, since it's really the texture. There's another mango called mango piña. Whenever you eat it, you can feel like some things that stay in between your teeth. But with the Mango Ataulfo, you don't feel that, and it's really sweet. It's really good, and we produce more than 272,000 tons a year. Some of it is exported as it comes, and some of it is processed and dehydrated and sold as dehydrated mango. We also are the third state in Mexico to produce papaya. We produce around 106,000 tons of papaya a year. On tomatoes, we're not leaders at a national level, but we do produce a big amount of tomatoes a year. We produce around 82,000 tons of tomatoes a year. Honey, we're the #1 producer of organic honey in Mexico, but we're the third producer of honey, overall honey, including organic and non-organic. We're the third place in Mexico. Chiapas produces more than 5,800 tons of honey per year. We have more than 140,000 beehives and 4,800 beekeepers. Most of it is exported to Germany, Belgium, Italy, and the United Kingdom. Also, there's a tropical food, which is very rare here in Chiapas. We're the first producer nationwide. It's called rambutan, and we produce more than 17,000 tons of rambutan per year. It's really alike like the lychee, which is another fruit. The only difference I found when I have tried them is that the lychee doesn't have those hairs you can see, and the rambutan does, right? Also, we're the fourth producer of sugar cane nationwide. We produce around 1.7 millions of sugar cane per year. There's a place here in Chiapas, give me a second, called Pujiltic. So what am I saying about Pujiltic? What am I trying to say about Pujiltic? There's a big company called Sucarmex, which installed here in Pujiltic some years ago, and they did a really good project. What did they do? So they talked with the landowners nearby where they're going to establish their big processing factory, and then they told them, you should start growing sugar cane on your fields, and we will buy them to you. If you need money to buy the primary products you need to plant sugar cane, we will borrow it to you, and then you pay it to us. So they started this big production of sugar cane, and nowadays Chiapas is one of the principal states. They have their industry, and it's a really good type of project. We also produce flowers. There's a flower called Anturius. Chiapas produces more than 624,000 stems of Anturius per year, and we export around 95,000. We also produce heliconias. Chiapas produces more than 45 hectares of heliconias per year, with propagation and maintenance of around 247,000 plants. We also produce orchids. We have more than 700 species of orchids here in Chiapas, colors, sizes, everything. Other commodities, other thing we produce is animal. We have is animal breeding. Chiapas is a state with over 4 million hectares dedicated to this sector. The main animals we breed are cattle, pig, chicken, sheep, in the regions like El Soconusco, Valle Soque. Here you can see some of the cattle we breed. We breed Brahman, Gyr, Guzerat, Nelore, Unda Brasil, Sardo Negro, Red Cindy, Brangus, Beefmaster, Girolando, Simbra, Pardo Suizo Americano. And now I will talk about some other products regarding this sector. So milk. Chiapas is the 8th producer of milk in Mexico. We produce around 430,000 liters, 430 million liters of milk per year. Also pork, we produce 29,000 tons of pork per year. We have two two places where where they process the pork with the TIF certification, which is one of the first steps to be able to export to other countries. This TIF certificate is given by a government entity called Senacica, and you need to fulfill a lot of sustainability requirements and health, animal health requirements to be able to have this certificate. We also are the 6th producer of chicken nationwide. We produce more than 221,000 tons of chicken meat per year. And we have 2 companies that are under the same certification, as I explained later. There's one company called Avimarca, and the other one is called Buenaventura. We also produce egg. We have around a production of around 5,100 tons of eggs per year. Tilapia. We're the first producer of tilapia nationwide. Chiapas produces more than 11,000 tons of tilapia per year. As I explained earlier, there is a big company called Regal Springs, which is from Switzerland, and they produce a lot of tilapia. They have like farms of tilapia, and most of it is exported. It's a really good tilapia. We also produce shrimp. We produce around 500 tons of shrimp per year, which it will exponentially increase. Why? Because there's a company which will come here to Chiapas and invest in a lab to produce larvas of shrimp. They will use half the larvas of shrimp, and they will give half the other larvas to the people that already have farms of shrimp, or well, to be able to give them farms of shrimp. Now, these are the commodities, some of the commodities. Now, I would like to speak about the value-added products. But first of all, I would like to speak about what is Marca Chiapas. So there's something here in Chiapas called Marca Chiapas, which was born 16 years ago, more or less. Marca Chiapas is like a certificate for our products. Actually, the governor received an award some months ago. It was given by your president of Concanaco, by Octavio, in recognition of this state brand. So what does this state brand do? This state brand has 5 specialized committees. The first one is food and drinks. The second one is amber, jade, and jewelry. The third one is coffee and cocoa. The fourth one is tourism, and the fifth one is crafts. So they session 3 times a year. What's the objective of these sessions? People from that produce products, they come with their products to these sessions, and they introduce them to the committee, and the committee values them and decides whether they are certified as Marca Chiapas or they are not. Being Marca Chiapas is a synonym of identity, Chiapas identity, of tradition, and of quality. So all the products that are Marca Chiapas have a really good quality. Either if they are hotels, if they are coffees, if they are chocolates, if they are jewelry, anything, it's a really good quality. So, well, I would like to speak first of all about the coffee, the processed coffee in Chiapas, which is almost ready to drink. No, there are a lot of coffee producers here in Chiapas. Some of them are Finca Santa Cruz, Finca Unión, Café Jaltenango. As you can see, there's a seal next to it, which is the certificate Marca Chiapas. Café Jaltenango is Marca Chiapas. Also Café Don Pilo, Finca Irlanda. There's the most important, There's something called Tasa Excelencia here in Mexico. I actually some years ago thought it was international, an international award, but it actually is national. But what do they do in this award? So they do a catering of the coffees, and they award them with the Taza de Excelencia. Chiapas has won second place. In 2024, Chiapas won second place and fourth place. In 2023, Chiapas won also second and fourth place. And there's a three times champion, which is called Finca Santa Cruz. The owner is Jose Arguello, and he has won 3 consecutive times the Cup of Excellence here. So it's that coffee is a really good coffee. Then we also have cheeses. It's called there's a company called Quesos Coita, which is also Marca Chiapas. We also produce it's called it's pork, like the fried pork skin. It's called Rincon Tarasco. It's a really big company. It's already in a lot of supermarkets. We also produce some other things like fried tortillas. We also produce, there's a drink here in Chiapas called Posh, which is an ancestral drink. It's a really good drink. It's based on corn and sugar cane. We also produce rum. There's a company called Rum Bonampak. And there's another drink. Most states in Mexico have their own agave drink. You know, there's tequila for Jalisco, there's mezcal for Oaxaca and some other states. There's sotol, there's bacanora. But here in Chiapas, we produce something called comiteco. So this is our agave-based drink, our Chiapas agave-based drink. We also produce a lot of tuna. There's a big company called Marina Azul, which started putting the tuna into sealed packages. We also produce sauces. As I said, we also produce dehydrated mango and some other mixes of corn. So the crafts, this is one of our most important products, since it resembles our culture, our people. The crafts, we produce several types of crafts. I will talk about 4. No, actually it's 3. I will talk about the textiles. So here in Chiapas, there's several regions that produce textiles. As you can see, each region has their own design. Sinacantan, you can see the flowers, Chiapa de Corzo as well, but with other colors. In Carranza, you can see different shapes. In San Juan Chambula as well. Chiapas has around 21,000 artisans that produce textiles. Some of them are certificated as Marca Chiapas, 144 exactly. What do they produce? They produce shirts, dresses, pillowcases, huipiles, and among other things. Also, there's pottery here. There's a region, a very important region called Amatenango del Valle, which is the most important region here in Chiapas, municipality here in Chiapas to produce pottery. It's really recognized internationally. Chiapas has more than 1,000 pottery artisans, and 9 of them are certified with Marca Chiapas. What do they produce? They produce dishes, pots, sculptures, mugs, and other decoration. Also, another product here in Chiapas, I already spoke about 2 certificates of origins, right? First was the coffee of Chiapas, then it was the mango ataulfo del Soconusco, and then our 3rd certificate of origin is the amber of Chiapas. So the amber of Chiapas is the 2nd amber worldwide with the most amount of years on Earth. The first one is the one from the Baltic region, which has around 35 to 45 million years here on Earth, but the amber of Chiapas has around 25 to 35 million years. We have, it's a really cool process how it's done. There's people that enter to the mines. They follow a gray line, which indicates that there's amber in that part. And they follow the gray line until they found the amber. Then they take it out, sell it to some other person that will do the added product value and turn it into jewelry, turn it into sculptures, rings, everything. No, so there's around 2,100 artisans here in Chiapas that work with amber. There's around 49 that are certified as Marca Chiapas, and the main place where amber is produced is in a municipality called Simojovel. As you can see, there's like under the sculptures, there's an angel. This angel won an award some years ago. The piece was sold to $6,000, more or less. And the artisan sold the piece to $6,000 to someone, and that someone sold the piece 2 or 3 weeks ago to for around $20,000, so 3 times the value, right? Well, these are our products. Now I would like to talk about the trading routes that can be used to export our products to other countries. So one of the projects that started our ex-president Andrés Manuel López Obrador and is now being almost fulfilled by our president Claudia Sheinbaum is the Tren Transísmico. The Tren Transísmico is looking to connect, well, the K line of the Transísmic train is looking to connect Chiapas, Puerto Chiapas, with the already existing route between Veracruz and Oaxaca. So this route already exists, but we're entering this route. What does this give to us? It gives us a lot of opportunities to export our products, because as you can see, Chiapas is near the Pacific Ocean. But with this route, we will be able also to cover all the Atlantic Ocean. So we will be able to export to Europe, to South America, to Africa, at a lower cost and at a faster time, because it will all be by train. And on the Pacific side, we are able to export to Asia, Australia, South America, and the United States, as you can see. The thing is, Puerto Chiapas right now is only receiving 2 boats a year. It's only receiving 2 boats from a company called Chiquita Banana, which is the company that buys bananas to the banana producers and then takes it to California to distribute it there. So we're trying to, we're actually doing some strategies so that the port of Chiapas becomes one of the main ports in Mexico. As far as I know, the Puerto Quetzal in Guatemala, there's a waiting time to be able to use it. So we're trying to talk to the authorities in Guatemala so that they can send their products here to Puerto Chiapas, and then they go by earth, you know? So the boats come here to Port of Chiapas, then they unload the things they have, and then they go back to Guatemala by train. And that's it for me. I will give the word to Sylvia Tanus, which is the director of strategic projects.
Thank you, Conrado. Hi, Marcelo. Hi, everyone in the audience. And yes, as Conrado said, we are like, our location is a really strategic location, and we can be the door to the North American market, and we can be the door to the South American market. It depends on how you see it. And with these all new strategies and infrastructure, we can reach and we can connect to really important markets as Europe and Asia. So one of the key elements to us and that we're trying to work on it is the Port of Chiapas, as Conrado said. Can you go to the next slide?
Yes, sorry.
Please. So Puerto Chiapas is a deep sea port strategically located to ensure excellent connectivity to key destinations. It's just 10 kilometers from the international airport of Tapachula. We have an international airport there. It's 28 kilometers from the city of Tapachula, that is the second main city in Chiapas. And it's also 43 kilometers from Mexico to Guatemala border. And that is where it gets interesting, because as Conrado said, Puerto Quetzal is over its capacity. So, and we have a very low use of our capacity. So we're working actually with this company, Chiquita company, that is international, and it has a sister company in logistics. So we're trying to making negotiations with them, with customs, to have like a free clearance customs passage from Mexico to Guatemala. So we can serve to these other companies that go to Puerto Quetzal and has a lot of waiting times. because normally our companies that doesn't have like an scheduled route that are like sporadic. So we can have that clients here and go through that. And that way we can, our problem is that we have materials to export, but we don't have to import. So the ships go like halfway. And with this, we can increase our port activity. And as you see, we have next, yeah, the next slide. Next to our port, we have this strategic bonded warehouse, which spans a total area of 15 hectares, and we have still 10 hectares to occupy that are currently available for development. And this area is fully equipped with essential infrastructure as electric power, potable water, voice and data services, everything that every company like basically needs to get established in there. And these feeders makes an ideal location for logistic and manufacturing and value-added companies. Right now, we have Cafesca, that is one of the biggest company of coffee over here, and actually it's from Guatemala. And we have Procesa, that is the tuna company that Conrado was talking about, and that is like our main or star company, because not only has this great product that is the packaging of the tuna, but it also is a good example of a company that wrote through the three main actors of the I don't know how do you say, like the value and strategic is the chain, because it wrote through the government, to the university, and to the private sector. They started with these three actors supporting what we call in Mexico la triple hélice. I don't know how you say it in English, but it's a really good example of a company that used these three elements and have been growing internationally. And right now they're expanding to another company that comes from California. It's called Bubble Bee. And we're going to have like a million investment, like 1,000 million investments of dollars. And that makes grow a lot, or south region of Chiapas. And another thing that is good to know about our strategic bonded warehouse is that it also offers incentives such as exemption from taxes and foreign rules, the VAT, and also it has advantages and strategic locations for their operations. So that's like if someone like foreign want to establish here to make foreign operations or international commerce, is a really good place to do it, because it's near to it's near to the port, it's near to the airport, and we also have the Linea K that was explaining Conrado, that it will go through this to the port. So you have the train too. You have like a multimodal space, if you want to call it like that. So it's a really good thing. The other infrastructure key that we have that is the most important right now is the railway infrastructure that we're working on it. And well, what it makes it really important is, as Conrado said, that is linked to the interoceanic corridor. And like for many people or audience that are not aware, I think they are, but I will explain it anyway. The interoceanic corridor on the Isthmus of Tehuantepec is one of Mexico's most ambitious infrastructure projects from our government, designed to strengthen national and international trade by connecting the Pacific Ocean with the Atlantic Ocean. So this means we are trying to be like a Panama corridor. Something like that, which makes, well, not something like that, it's like that. So this makes us like a big strategic location for Chiapas, and also for Veracruz, and also for Oaxaca, because with this corridor we can connect to every market, not just Asia, not just North America from the East Coast, but for every coast. So with this connection with the Linea K that is marked in pink, like in the map. I don't know if you can go to the next slide. I think is, yeah. So we can see the whole infrastructure of the railway. So we have the Linea K and the Linea K A, that is the railway from Chiapas that connects to the interoceanic corridor, and that goes to both Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. So this way we can go to West Coast, Asia, South America, North America, and Europe. And also it is connected with the other train, I don't know how do you call it, Conrado, the
Train Maya.
The Tren Maya, the pink one, to the peninsula of Yucatan. And they will also have like cargo cargo terminals. So, and a lot of people I think didn't know, but Chiapas, it had like a really good railway in the in the old times, and Arriaga, the city of Arriaga, it used to be a logistic point. So a lot of the railways already exist. We're just like making making some arrangements and just trying to connect the ones that didn't. So I think it will be it is a really good project, and it will be over like in 2026, I guess, like over here.
Yeah, 2026.
Another infrastructure that we have here in Chiapas, a key element too, is our two airports. We have the International Airport of Ángel Albino Corzo, that is in Tuxtla Gutiérrez, and we have the connectivity to Tijuana, Monterrey, Guadalajara, Ciudad de México, Mérida, Cancún, Guatemala, Mexicali, and León. And also, we used to have an operating frequency with United Airlines that right now we're negotiating again. So hopefully we'll have this connectivity soon. We hope to announce it on December 25. So it's really close to it. And this will have a lot, not just with tourism, but also with cargo merchandise that is really, really important to primary commodities, as Conrado was saying, like for the one that need freeze and stuff like that need to be like in a really short time. It will help a lot. So for this objective, we have the terminal, also the hangar. Can you go to the next? The air cargo and terminal, and also a part logistic. Right now it's done. It's a project that it's over. We have the hangar and air cargo. We're just negotiating with customs to establish it here to start with the merchandise commerce. And we also have all the 11,000 square meters of the platform for the industrial park. This industrial park is also done, but we're now are negotiating to be operated by someone else, to have a logistic operator that it always is like better to start running the things more faster. So this is ready to go, and it also can be a great opportunity for people that are or companies that are not looking for agro-industry, but other kind of services, other kind of industry, or producing like auto parts and stuff like that. So you have the industrial park and the cargo next to you, the air cargo next to you. So this is another one.
It's around 60 hectares of industrial park available.
Yeah, industrial park, sorry. Yeah, the platform is 1,000 meters,
yeah,
but
it's a big investment opportunity.
Yeah, it's a really big investment opportunity near the airport, and it also have a main connection with the with air routes on the highway, right? Ahí está. Pass.
Okay, so then our factors of production I'm sorry over here, but it's in Spanish. So I will translate it. Chiapas has a total population of 5,543,048 people, of which 1,080,000 represented 32.7%, and are people young between 12 and 29 years. So our media population is 25, 27. Well, like in Mexico is 28, sorry, while in Chiapas is 24 years. So this makes like something that a lot in the world are looking for, and especially in Asian countries like Europe or Asia, Europe, that they don't have this kind of workforce, like young workforce. So we have a lot of young force, a lot of students that are graduating for is the technicians or like officials, like careers that are just for a specialty. And actually we have universities, not just private, but government universities that are right now trying to make this kind of build to suite careers to enterprises that would like to establish here. So they have the workforce that is not only cheap, but it's only prepared, and they can like be used in their companies, because right now we can attract companies that use like a lot of workforce, but it's not specialized. So they're asking us for that, and the universities are really available to do this, and that's a great opportunity. to come and to seek employees and to can make him ready for your needs, not everyone needs. So that's a good thing. We also have a lot of energy in Chiapas. We have a lot of water and we have a lot of wind energy. So one of our main factors is the renewable energy. Chiapas produce 50% of the energy, considering the wind and water from all Mexico. And it has four main stations of producing this. That is Chicoacén, Malpaso, Langostura, and Peñitas, with an installed capacity of 4,800. How do you say in megawatts? Yeah, the megawatts. And we have water that it is 30% of the water is all for us of all the fresh water in Mexico, and it has 9 hydrographic sub-basins and has greatest ability of surface water with 92 milliliters cubic hectometers, and is one of the 10 regions in the world with the largest reserves of groundwater with 2.5 millimeters of cubic hectometers. So in our potential sectors, we have the one that is known in the whole world, that is tourism. We have Chiapas is known for its cultural heritage and diverse indigenous communities and stunning natural landscapes, as you can see, and also food. We have a great food as all Mexico. So we have popular attractions, including ancient Mayan ruins like Palenque. We have the Sumidero Canyon and other locations in the jungle that are very attractive to tourism. So it plays a key role in the local economy, promoting cultural preservation and sustainable development. And in the influences in 2024, 2002, yeah, 8 millions, and which represents an increase. Even though it has been like a difficult time to Mexico, we have increased in our tourism, and we're going to do them good, and we expect to do it better. And it leaves an economic appeal of $1 million US. And as I told you, the main destinations visited are San Cristobal, Chiapa de Corzo, Tonalá, Palenque, Tapachula, and Comitán de Domínguez. Then we have the sector that I mentioned is the auto parts sector, that a lot of people don't look at because they don't see us at, we are not a nearshoring state, if you can say like this, but we do have this potential sector with the auto parts. So the auto parts industry in Chiapas represents a significant potential, especially with the prominent presence of Yasaki company that is dedicated exclusively to the production of harness. So right now it has 7 factories in the States, and this no one like really knows it, and it's a really growing factory over here from Japan. It has opportunities like the low labor turnover in Chiapas contributes to community and efficiency operations. As I said, we have like a cheap is not something to promote, but like to be proud of, but it's also something that serves to the companies. Also, we have the economic labor costs in Chiapas are attractive compared to other regions, ability of sustainable land for the installation of companies in the auto parts sectors. Government is always trying to incentive these companies. So with Yasaki, we have like 3 of their factories are loaned by the government, the territory, the land. So that's like a kind of incentive. If we cannot make it work with taxes, we can make it work with other things. So we're always open to this kind of negotiation. And according to different studies, there is a potential for development of the auto parts industry through the production of seats, airbags, steering wheels, transmissions, and among others. Conrado, the next one, please. Then we have our main industry, that is agro-industry. As Conrado says, a strong agricultural tradition that we have here in Chiapas, producing coffee, cacao, banana, mango, and tropical fruits. So it's a sector that adds value through processing and packaging, enhancing exports. So it stands an ideal destination for the production of various agricultural products due to its broad productive vocation, and offers a lot of opportunities to our investors in agribusiness. Chiapas occupies the 3rd place nationwide in the production of tilapia and tuna, as we already mentioned, and one of these companies are from Switzerland, Regal Springs, that have been growing to over here in Chiapas. which is why it's industrialized and marketed in Mexico and the United States. In Puerto Chiapas is located the only freezing coffee factory that I mentioned too, this Cafesca, and for its factory in Mexico and Central America for its national and international production, distribution, and marketing. And in Chiapas de Corzo, we have Nestlé, that is the most important, dedicated to the elaboration of coffee mate. That is the substitute of cream for coffee. So, and also in the last year, it has been recently creating the agro-industrial cluster that is has been established in the state, which promotes collaboration between producers, suppliers, and distributors. So we have been working with other clusters in other states so we can level up the economy over here and trying to work with our competition and make these things better in agro industry. The next one. This one is a really important potential sector that we have right now, not just because of global warming, but because a lot of countries are looking for these, not just companies, but not just the companies, not just looking this, like they have these new regulations because of global warming. So a lot of companies from Germany or all Europe now are being like obligated to have this proportion of energy or making making part of these chains. And over here in Chiapas, we have not only the water, but also we have in Arriaga, the town that I already mentioned, we have the same potential of wind as La Ventosa. A lot of people know La Ventosa in Oaxaca, and it actually is near to Arriaga, and it's the same potential wind. The only difference is that we don't have the connection lines. So right now the government is working on this. We have a lot of companies that are interested in investing here in this kind of energy. So we have a lot of letters of intention that are helping us through the CFE, that is the Federal Commission of Electricity, to make this happen and have these transmission lines, not just for our coast, but to Guatemala. So we cannot just have like independence, like sovereignty in energy for us, but also have the energy to export it to Guatemala that they're already like needing it. So this is like a big sector that can be exploited over here. The wind and the water energy, the renewable energy. And right now the government is working our secretary is working on strategic projects. Since the SEED, that is the Interoceanic Corridor, we have in the last administration, we created the development poles that is from Tapachula 1 and Tapachula 2. Actually, they're near to the puerto, so there has the same advantages as in location and connectivity. And also they have these taxes and ISR condemnation, if you want to say like that. Like first years is 100%, and then go to 50%, and they go scaling down. But they have all these incentives. So these polos were created when it was created the SEED, the corridor in Oaxaca and in other states to develop the economy and can escalate it. And right now, because of the Line K, is not in the Diario Oficial of la Federación still, but the land has been donated and it's in process. Is in development pole in Arriaga, that is 49.6 hectares. So now we have 3, and we are really eager to start developing these ones. And for the next, we also have a logistic platform that is near to Tuxtla Gutiérrez, that is the capital of Chiapas. But the important thing about this park is we already have, it used to be an airport, so it already has the whole construction. So, and we're trying to develop it. What is missing here are some services, and we're working on this. But the important thing about this project is that is going to link this park with the airport of the Albino Corso. Can you go to the next slide? Because this is like the main project right now in Chiapas, and is bringing gas to all that line. That is from Albino Corso Airport, that is our main airport, and where is the hangar and the park logistic, through the other park logistic. So we can have this corridor of industrial with the gas and with all the services. And it's a really good project, and it's also a very, how do you say, like, is it can help to be the state not just logistic but also industrial, because right now we're look up as international countries as logistic, and it's good because right now we are a logistic state. We are the port to a lot of places. Right now we're talking with German companies that want to have their cities like distribution centers over here because they want to go to south markets or to other place. But with this corridor, we can assure to all the companies that they also can be an industrial. We can be an industrial state. So this is the main project. We're working on this. We have the full support of the government, the federal government too. So we're really eager to accomplish this. And well, I think that will be it.
That's it for us. Thank you very much. Here is our contact information. The Undersecretary of Commerce is myself. There's my email, my phone number, and also the Sylvia's boss, which is Pedro René Bodegas, which was not able to join us today since he's in some other things that the secretary assigned him. But there's also his contact information. He's the Undersecretary of Industrial Development and Investment Attraction. You can find his phone number and his email there. If there's any further inquiry or you need more information, either to invest or to buy our things, we're happy to help.
Excellent. Thank you very much. To both authorities here present, this is a wonderful example of public-private collaboration. We are committed to the development of Mexico, each of the states of Mexico, and the region as a whole. We are facing new challenges. We are facing, at the same time, wonderful opportunities. So we invite all the investors, business people interested in these wonderful products. Mr. Conrado, I heard the denomination of origin for coffee, mango, amber. I didn't know that. That's a wonderful opportunity to buy not just commodities, but commodities with a certain story behind of origin of people, hardworking people, and the same thing with the business opportunities. It's not just how to export commodities, but having the infrastructure to handle all the logistics, warehouses. So Chiapas has it up, has everything that is needed for big business and to process and to make agribusiness, agro-industrial products at the same time. So I'm very glad to have learned more about Chiapas. Thank you very much to both of you, and our regards to the Secretary of Economy of the state. Well, with this last message, we finish this new webinar where we have promoted Chiapas. We will be posting one of the main topics or information we have learned here in our social media, and I hope we can see on the next time on the 24th of this month of June with Campeche. And after Campeche, Mexico City. And after Mexico City, we have 8 more states already planned. So every 2 weeks, we'll be learning more about the deep production and the deep culture and investment opportunities of Mexico. Thank you very much, Sylvia, Conrado.
Marcelo, can you share with us the links of your social media so that we can replay them on ours?
Sure, of course.
Yeah,
as soon as we have ready everything, we'll text. Oh,
Thank
wonderful.
you very much, everyone.
Have a great day. Good evening in Asia. Well, see you later in other parts of the world.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bienvenidos al futuro del ecosistema de negocios en México. La Confederación de Cámaras de Comercio, Servicios y Turismo de México se enorgullece en presentar el Global Investment Consulting Center, el primer centro de trabajo compartido y servicios globales integrales diseñado para impulsar y fortalecer las oportunidades de inversión y desarrollo empresarial en nuestro país.
En este centro ofrecemos una amplia gama de servicios especializados que hacen posible que su empresa se desarrolle, se establezca y prospere conjuntamente con nuestra red empresarial en las 32 entidades federativas de México. Entre nuestros servicios, destacamos aquellos que harán la diferencia en su camino hacia el éxito. ¿Está buscando abrir una empresa en México? Le proporcionamos todo el apoyo legal y administrativo necesario para que su proyecto se establezca de manera rápida y segura. Si su meta es traer inversión extranjera, nuestro equipo de expertos se encargará de guiarlo a través de todos los procesos, maximizando las oportunidades de éxito para que su inversión tenga una base sólida para crecer, diferenciarse y llegue a un buen puerto.
Para ello, nuestra ventanilla única ofrece varios servicios como aquellos necesarios para registrar sus marcas y servicios legales digitales de vanguardia, con la tecnología que mejoran la seguridad jurídica y le ahorrarán tiempo y costo. Pero nuestro apoyo no se detiene ahí. También damos la bienvenida a los inversionistas y sus familias, facilitando su integración en México para que su experiencia de expansión sea plena y sin complicaciones.
El Global Investment Consulting Center no solo ofrece servicios, somos su socio estratégico en cada paso del desarrollo de su empresa, brindándole las herramientas y el acompañamiento necesario para que su proyecto tenga un impacto duradero y exitoso en México